All right. Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Table 34. And today, well, we're getting into it. Best homemade sandwiches. Dealing with that today. So usually Ronaldo and Quincy are here with me, but Ronaldo will be here shortly, but Quincy is here. Quincy, what's going on?
The school fair to find these scattered showers.
Boom, bang. And joining us today, we have three heavy hitters in the game. Hey, look, Ronaldo on the inside. Ronaldo on the inside. Boom.
Sorry. Good evening, folks.
Now
Apologies.
you're just in time. You're
Just
just in
in
time.
time, boy.
Hey, good night.
In the nick of time. So this evening we have with us Laura, Vonette, and Anita. Let's start with Laura. Laura, could you introduce yourself to the panel, please?
Hi, good night, everyone. Welcome to Table 34. And thank you, Quincy and Dowie, for inviting me. I am a journalist. I'm the regional lifestyle and culture editor for Loop News. Loop, as everybody knows, is a digital media platform in the Caribbean. So that's where I am. Been in the business for a while. Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm a mom of three. So I guess that's why, I'm here to talk about homemade sandwiches.
Yeah. You know a thing or two about homemade sandwiches.
I know a thing or two.
Yes, very good, very good. We also have with us Vonette Bigford. Vonette, could you introduce yourself to the audience, please? Is Vonette hearing us?
I think she's not hearing.
We lose Vonette. Okay, Vonette get cold feet, but she'll be back, I'm sure. So in the meantime, Anita, could you introduce yourself?
Yes, hi, I'm Anita of anitascircadian.com. I'm a mom of two girls. I have two girls, and I love cooking and baking, and I love sharing tips and recipes for cooking and baking, which you can find on my website, and you can even follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and you can keep up with all the recipes that I share.
Nice. We will post a link to Anita's Instagram in the chat, so look out for that. And also joining us is Vonette. Vonette, could you introduce yourself to the panel, please?
Hi guys, you're hearing me because I don't know what just happened.
Yes.
Yeah. Just had a Teddy Riley moment there.
So hi everybody, I'm Vonette Bigford. I'm a musician, practicing musician, living and working right here in Trinidad and Tobago. My field of specialty is jazz, but I tell people these days I sing what I feel to sing. Whatever I feel to sing, I sing in that. You know, but yeah, I'm just here doing my thing.
Yeah. Foodie? You would consider yourself a foodie?
Not particularly. I eat to live.
Right. Okay. All right. So we're talking best homemade sandwiches, right? But before we get into the meat of the thing, we need to establish what is a sandwich, right? So I am going by, let's go by the definition that I am seeing here, right? And the definition on Wikipedia, Wikipedia. The most reliable source of information known to mankind. Right? So a sandwich is food typically consisting of vegetables, sliced cheese or meat placed on or between slices of bread, or more generally, any dish wherein bread serves as a container or wrapper for another food type.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So I guess in using that as the base, we could say that a taco is a sandwich.
Right.
Yeah. I think it has to consist of flour of some kind.
Right. So this is some type of bread.
What about doubles?
Right. So a doubles is a sandwich.
I think so, based on that definition, yeah.
Right. Sada and aloo sada and
Put it inside.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Bacon shack is a sandwich.
Yes.
Question, just to get a little Rabzi by the definition, because it caters for open face things too, right?
Yes, it's an open face.
A roti.
A roti? Yeah, roti is a sandwich.
Yeah. It has a filling.
Burritos and sandwich?
Things in between.
Yeah.
Burritos and sandwich.
Hold on. So then a pancake could be a sandwich then.
A who?
Pancake.
Oh, and you had to make something with the
It have to have a filling.
Yeah, but and it's not wrap. You don't wrap nothing in a pancake.
The pancake would be the like what you're sandwiching something in.
Correct.
Yeah.
Eggs,
So if
bacon.
you put eggs and bacon and thing and cover it, then you have
Yeah,
a
make a
Pancake
pancake sandwich.
sandwich.
Now, if you put bacon and eggs on top a pancake, then it's an open face pancake sandwich.
There we go. There we go.
Which kind of ridiculous. So here it is, right? Here it is. If you take ice cream and put it on top of cake.
Yeah, you have a cake sandwich.
But yeah, if you take 2 slices of cake and you put ice cream between them.
Yeah. It's an ice cream sandwich.
It's an ice cream sandwich.
It does have the ice cream sandwich selling. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So,
So that means that this could get real wild.
Yeah.
If we're talking sandwiches.
Yep.
But we are we narrowing it down to homemade. So it definitely has to be something that not that you can make in your home, but that you have made in your home.
Yes.
Right? Because it could make anything. So we don't want to get too wild, right? So we
Right.
stick it to stuff that you have made, right? So I want to start off. Let me take a trip down memory lane, right? I want to start with Anita. Anita, give us like any fond memory you have of sandwiches. Like what role sandwich played in your childhood and that kind of thing.
Yes. Well, I used to like sandwiches. My mom used to get up in the morning and make roti and thing, but I used to want sandwiches for lunch still.
Mm-hmm.
So she used to make the best sandwich. Up till this day, I don't know how she used to make it, but it used to always be the best. Like in my mind, it's the best. And it used to be simple. It's just bread, sometimes hops, sometimes the sandwich loaves,
Right.
and cheese. And she used to fry the sausages before putting it in, and some kind of sauce she used to put in that. I don't know what she used to put in it, but it used to just taste so good. It had the perfect flavors that were just balanced so good. And I always remember that. I always remember her making sandwiches like
Yeah.
that. Simple sausage, cheese, some kind of sauce.
Right.
And that used to do the trick.
Nice.
Very nice. For
Nice.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah. That's something. They're making me hungry already. Yes. Laura.
Exactly.
Laura, how about you?
Well, I grew up in a bread house, right?
Mm.
Every Saturday, since I was the age of 10, at the age of 10, I had to learn to make 10 loaves of bread every Saturday. So that was the thing in my house.
What?
10 by hand, By hand. Knead flour and make 10 loaves of bread. My house was a bread house.
Excuse, just to clarify, you used to or you just make 10 loaves of
I
bread?
still do. I don't make 10.
Noted.
I don't make 10. I don't make 10, but it was a big family. So by the time the bread come out of the oven, 2 loaves used to go in one because you had to eat it as a piping hot with butter running down your elbow, and you slap some cheese on it. That is the house I grew up in. So it was always, and when we didn't bake, I'm from South, so we used to go by Afang's Bakery. For all the South people who know Afang's, and buy hops, our real best hops in the country back then. And you either eat the hops with, yes, and for that, so you eat the hops with, Charlie's was right, so we used to go and buy pudding. So we used to eat hops and pudding, or back in the day, I used to really like liver, so I used to fry liver and eat that with pudding, cheese and bread, hops and bread, hops and ham. Yeah, my house was a sandwich house.
Okay. Nice. Vonette,
Yes.
what about you? Vonette? Who's
For
Vonette?
me, I tell people, I tell people one thing my mother used to say is my mother ain't no cook, but she said she could make 2 things: bread and children. That's the 2 things my mother said.
I like that one.
Bread and children. So I am from a household that follows Like right now, this exercise program that I'm on, where I try to stay away from flour, is real difficult because you see bread all here.
Yeah.
You see bread.
Bread
Bread is life. And
Agreed.
watch me, nothing too fancy, you know. Bread and a piece of cheese, bread and a slice of roast turkey. Bread, man, oh Jesus, it's a wonderful. And I am of the disposition where I am not a person that could only eat bread in the morning. I could eat bread whole day. I could eat sandwich whole day. You understand?
Your friend right here.
So my memory is just that a lot because I'm also from a big family. So just like Laura, when you're baking on a Saturday, I was never part of that because I was the last. But you're baking 8 loaves of bread one time. 8 loaves.
Right, nice.
And
nice.
it's fight it's fight because everybody want the end to eat with butter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love my auntie.
Yeah.
Ronaldo, any sandwich stories?
Not much. I mean, I guess we consider Ensada sandwich.
Yeah.
And I guess my horror story is when I was in primary school, and I say in horror story because it was what the next day is what you're going with the Sada. You know, you get Sada.
Yeah. That's what I get.
Yeah, Sada and what? So that was, I mean, typical for lunch in primary school. And then another horror story, something that I would repeat and torture my daughter with is sausage paste. I mean, I used to really enjoy it when I was a youth, really enjoy it. But something wrong with sausage paste. Something wrong with that. There's a concept of that, something wrong with that. Yeah. That's my 2 sandwich memories.
Yeah. Quincy.
Well, I have a couple, right? One of them is similar to what Ronaldo talking about. Sandwiches have a kind of scene where the nostalgia is in some areas kind of scary because the amount of things that used to happen in a sandwich in my household. For example, that sausage paste thing. Thing like potted meat and them kind of scene, luncheon meat and them kind of thing that I wouldn't go wrong that as a big man, really. And I will be fronting to tell you that I used to enjoy a good potted meat sandwich with sharp mayonnaise and season up thing. I used to deal with that normal, right? It was also kind of like a utility thing because plenty times like well I could say it now as a big man here and away from school.
Yeah.
And part of the scene was you chump up your money and you buy like a little butter bread or something like that, and you find a corned beef or anything like that. If it was Vienna sausages, you chop up the sausages and you hit it down with a set of onion and tomato and thing and make a nice sauce like it could spread. And you put your butter bread and nice that,
Yeah.
So, it was them kind of thing mostly.
Yeah.
I'm an ultimate, but I will save that for not telling you what is my favorite sandwich now.
Right.
It covered the experience. Bless.
So let me get into it one time. I want to start with Vonette. Vonette, what is your favorite homemade sandwich of all time?
Boy, it's not nothing in this world to beat bread and cheese, boy. Nothing. I don't care. They could come with what? They could come with soup up cheese. They could come with what? I don't care. Bread and cheese. What? Let me tell you, my husband doing a thing these days that it's so hard, boy, making a bread in a bread maker there, and when that smell hit the place, boy, she's only the sign of the cross I'm making. Only the sign of the cross. But that a piece of bread a little bit of this. I can't believe it's not butter and cheese from Price Mart. That Price Mart cheese has a particular kind of taste, all That Price Mart cheese.
The big rat cheese.
Premium rat cheese.
Yeah, the big rat cheese.
Oh my God.
That consistency different, boy. That's all. I don't need nothing after that. Me and Bob can get no gigs and thing,
So apparently people don't know what sausage paste is.
Yes,
Some
I was
people
not
don't.
going to ask you all that too. I don't know what sausage paste is.
Honestly.
Maybe that was a certain era.
So sausage paste is typically Vienna sausage. But it could be normal hot dog sausage too. You take it, you mash it up into a paste, and you add mayonnaise, and you probably add garlic powder, onion, and them kind of thing, onion, garlic, and that kind of thing. But
You need something
it's
green.
like
You need
cheese paste
a little celery.
with sausage.
Yes.
Now, back in the day, your mother make it. You go in, for us, we go in either in the gardens, or we go in on by the big tree, you understand? And the mother make it, and she cut off the ends, you understand, of the bread, and them kind of thing. And again, sausage piece.
Well, we didn't used to get the ends cut off.
Serious?
That's wastage.
No, you wouldn't get it on a normal day, but on an excursion day, Laura.
You get a triangle cut. That's all you get. Cut off. Any triangle cut.
Serious?
Yeah.
But the triangle ain't gonna be perfect with the ends.
Yeah, but that's all you need. All you need is the triangle cut with the red cheese paste, the red cheese paste. You had the two color bread. You can't have one. You had a whole wheat.
Yeah. You had a whole wheat and the white.
I covered for you. You know when I do put it, I will come for you.
So that's what sausage paste is. Laura, what is your favorite sandwich, homemade, of all time?
Okay, bake and buljol. That is my ultimate favorite. When long time when we were in fall, my mother always used to make buljol.
Right.
With bake. That to me is the best. I still make it plenty today. I like my buljol cold with cucumber, so I make that early, put it in the fridge, make my bake. Bake had to be real hot, plop that, and the bake there for real pepper.
Nice.
Nothing can be that. Nothing.
Nice. Anita, your favorite?
Yes. Well, I would say that I have two. One is like a simple version. One is like the little fancy one. So the simple one, give me a grilled cheese with some onions and some lime pepper sauce. That is tasty. So
hey, Papa,
at any time.
All right.
When it comes to the little fancy-ish one, I love I make a lamb burger, a Mediterranean style lamb burger with feta and all these nice oregano and thing, and put it in a pita pocket with a walnut and feta sauce. It sounds strange, but it tastes so good.
I agree right now.
I feel the with my finger up in the air with that one. Papa Lamb.
And it's a fancy boy.
Real nice.
That one is a nice one. Cheese is the most popular one for sure. Make that regular and it's hit the spot all the time.
Yes. Quincy.
Well, I think my greatest of all time is our bread and cheese paste. Because that linked to every good time in my youth, right? Class party thing, outing. You know, as I'm over youth, when they hear outing and again to go in the hollows and think you're wild, you know. You're wild, you know. The little red lunch kit, right? With a orchard freeze up wrapping foil.
Aladdin.
Orchard freeze up in our foil, and our next foil later about 3 cheese paste sandwich cut in half. Listen, and you're budgeting that, you ration that over the period of time now, so you have enough cheese paste to last year, right? And I'm gonna come for an aloe one time. It's not only multi bread,
multi-layered.
multi-million.
Yeah, the rainbow cheesecake, you
Already disgusted.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that's funny.
Let me do a little match.
The auto layer.
Coming for it.
Wow, that bread looks good, boy.
Freshly squeezed.
And that crust.
I'm about to pick up the sleeve for you now. I will come for you.
Quincy, as a wild man, right? As a wild man. You know you don't want the wildness to stop, but it's time to eat. You know you're running wrong with one of them cheese paste sandwich in your hand. While you're running, you understand? It's like you don't even want to stop playing. So you grab one, you just come and grab one and you're gone again and it's in your hand.
Yes.
Do you know about wildness you're doing? Ronaldo, talk to me. Where's the best? The GOAT.
For me, I mean, I don't get into all them things because if we talk about the best sandwich, I'll probably say some sort of a burger as well. But I don't make that on a regular.
Right.
I think my cheese paste and you see this one here? You see my tuna paste? You see my tuna? You see that?
Yeah.
And you know CJ's.
Hold on. You make cheese paste and tuna paste?
Of course. Yo.
You're ridiculous, man.
I'm not prepared, boy.
Let's talk about sandwich and not make sandwich.
You're a lot of bounds, man.
So yeah, for me, is going to be either cheese paste and or tuna, whichever one I'm feeling for. So for me, my tuna, I like the oil chunk, no flake, that mash up too much. Right. You know those tins that they have the seasoned tuna now.
Yes,
There's a spicy chai.
Spicy chai, yes.
Yeah, boy, that spicy chai is delicious.
That's good.
So I make it my own, but I don't I kind of that for the extra flavor.
Yeah.
That is a nice extra little thing. Some oil, some onion, some pimento, some celery, green sweet peppers, a little bit of each. Some tomato, a little bit of mayo, some mustard, and some nice pepper sauce. And we want like boiled corn.
Yeah.
A Tiffany recipe, Ronaldo. A Tiffany recipe.
Ronaldo? Ronaldo married or what?
Time to put the house out.
Oh, if I like you not answer, no.
Oh, God.
Just now. Yes, now.
He said
Yeah.
Don't leave your husband, brother. Don't leave your husband.
So, for me, I would Vonnet. Now, I like cheese paste. As a real cheese paste man, I love tuna paste as well. I like a nice tuna sandwich. But, you see, a bread, slice of cheese, and for me, some pepper sauce, that's it. I don't need nothing else. And the thing is, it's good in the morning. You wake up in the morning, eat it. After a night of drinking, many nights we drink all over the place and thing. And people go and buy KFC, and I was like, nah, I don't want that. 2-3 o'clock in the morning, I reach home, bread, cheese, pepper. That's it. I'm good to go.
Yeah.
So I would want it on that one. Bread and cheese.
Yeah.
Homemade bread too. JJ is seeing that homemade bread.
homemade bread is
And
nice.
cheese. Yeah. We on a level there. All right. So let me ask a follow-up question. Because Vonnet kind of said a few people touched on it. But so Anita, why is that your favorite? Like what about that sandwich make it your favorite?
I honestly am all about taste. Yes, if it tasted good, I like it. And
Right.
if I go to the complex flavors with the lamb burger,
Mm-hmm.
to me, I love lamb. Lamb flavors It's really hit the spot, whether it's grilled lamb or anything. So when I found some that we were selling minced lamb, I was like, I have to try something. And I researched different types of flavors and thing. And what used to go really good with that is the feta inside there. It actually has some gira inside there. You never think that would go well, but it actually does. And you put lots of onions and herbs in there, fresh herbs, banana, these kind of things. It really is it's juicy, it's everything. Right? To me, a sandwich has to be flavorful.
Right.
And it can be dry. You can have a dry sandwich for me. So it's moist, the moistness in it, all the balance of flavors and thing. It just goes so good. So good.
Nice, nice.
I hear
Laura, what about the bacon and the bulgur that make it so special?
Boy, that is home for me. I listen, my household, we used to celebrate everything. You pass a test, we celebrate. Your birthday, we celebrate. You get a promotion, we celebrate. You get a new show, we celebrate. We celebrate everything in my house. And my mother always used to make bulgur, bake and bulgur. That was celebration food. So I really like bake and bulgur. I see somebody sending comments with zabuka. That does relish. Oh my God.
Jesus.
That does lash.
Yeah, I never had that one.
It's comfort food, it's home. It's home for me.
Nice. Vonette, you want to reiterate why the bread and cheese so special?
Yes, I want to tell you why it's special. Because I'm lazy. Because I don't like to cook. I'm lazy. So it's the perfect balance between something that is going to fill my belly, it tasting good, and I don't have to expend much energy. That is it.
Right.
I'm damn lazy.
At least she honest.
Yeah, I'm lying.
That's exactly what those languages are. It's true.
Yeah. Quincy, what about you?
A kind of similar thing with Vonette, actually, but not from me. Good, I feel in that kind of way saying this, but it's the truth. My mother is not the greatest cook in the world, right? My father was really
my mother too.
Right. My father was the cook in the scene, right? But what my mother could have do, she could have do not just good, exceptionally well now. Like ridiculously well, right? So there's somebody to make, for example, a mincemeat and spaghetti, right? Something like that. To date, I can't replicate how she doing that. And I know all the ingredients, everything, But just, I don't know if she passionate or what. I can't make nothing.
Yeah.
Likewise, one thing she could have really make was cheese paste. To date, but cheese paste is start up when I make a cheese paste, people is always talk about it as gone with my cheese paste. And still, when I make a cheese paste and taste it and I do it every time. I do it tonight. Sample a piece. I'll be like, nah, boy, that is not it. I try it for years. For years, from 44 years, I try and I ain't beat it yet. So yeah, that is why that too much memories wrap up in cheese paste for me. To not put cheese paste as the number one, even though I really like asada and choker, which I'm gonna make a little later on.
Oh, good. My kid.
Yeah.
Ronaldo.
Yeah, like you, mine is a bit of the same. I mean, as I say, for me in primary school, it was sada and what? It's sada and whatever mom's had and what she could do. So when you get a nice cheese paste, it was a scene. Similarly, you go out there and anytime you go into anything like a outing or any kind of thing, cheese paste. So those are always fun memories of childhood in things like cheese paste and tuna sandwiches and that kind of stuff. Because we didn't used to get all the time. So now I kind of replicate that. CJ loves my cheese paste and tuna. So I think it's just that kind of home bond where between generations is something that we could share. It's quick, it's convenient, it's easy. I can make some cheese paste, put in the fridge in a nice airtight bowl, and we have sandwiches for 2-3 days, easy, 4 days. You could stretch it for a while. So it's something that's very convenient. My daughter loves. She could eat bread whole day, every day. So yeah, for sure.
Ronaldo getting
What
endorsements.
endorsement?
Listen, it's left hand cheese space and left hand cheese.
I didn't know lies yet.
Ronaldo living.
Drop up in. Yeah, and you know what? Although bread and cheese is my go-to, I had to really agree that bread and cheese space is something special, Red. It's something special.
It is.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is really lush. Really
Yes,
lush.
it does.
I really appreciate how many techniques it have with cheese paste, because it's a simple thing, but the nuances between one cheese paste to the next very wide. From as simple as using butter, who is use butter in it, versus who is using mayo alone.
Yes.
Who is real go to top with seasoning and fresh seasoning and that kind of thing. Who does make it simple, consistencies, textures. I find this is a very interesting thing if you really think about it.
All right. So then, Ronaldo, seeing that your cheese paste getting endorsements, where's your cheese paste sandwich? What does it look like? Where's your cheese?
Tell us your secrets.
Yeah.
So, proper cheese, I mean, not all rat cheese made the same, right? As was said earlier, Priceman has some gourmet rat cheese there.
Right.
So you had some good rat cheese, right? It had a grated fine, and it has to be a little bit warm because it had to melt a little bit, meld in to get all the flavors. So you need some cheese, grated cheese. You need some grated carrots, and you need some sweet peppers chopped fine just to add a little texture. You need a little crunchy bit in between, right? So that's your three main raw ingredients. To that, you add in just a bit, not too much, of mayonnaise, some mustard. I like to go both the plain yellow mustard as well as a little bit of honey mustard and some peppers. And the trick to make it that extra creamy is, I mean, you could use butter, but for me, I mean, butter tends to, in a fridge, when you're storing it, it tends to solidify a little bit.
Yeah.
So margarine is really the key there. You want that very creamy, buttery kind of a texture to it as well, with just the sweet peppers adding a little bite every so often. So yeah, you mix that up. Bob's your uncle.
I am the exact opposite. I do like textures in my cheese paste.
Serious?
My cheese paste need to be smooth. The only texture that must be there is the grated cheese. Now I might allow carrots, but it had a grate on the fine side, of course.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah. Definitely.
So I might allow that, but my cheese paste, grated cheese, well, rat cheese, but yeah, a nice rat cheese, New Zealand cheddar, mayo, mustard, heavy pepper sauce, onion powder, paprika,
yes,
a little bit of olive oil, and
olive oil.
A little bit of olive oil. So you see how people add butter? I don't add butter. I add a little bit of olive oil.
That's interesting.
For viscosity, for viscosity.
Right.
Yeah. And the other day I tried something. Not the other day, but a while ago. I add curry in my cheese paste.
Yeah, I think
really? Oh, that is.
Yes, it was best.
It's real best.
It was best. It was best.
I tried this out there. Yeah, the thing that I just put, it is be around the same as what that we just do, minus the olive oil though. And I just blend my fresh seasoning. So I blend onion, garlic. I must put celery in it. I like that celery flavor.
Yeah, I like celery in cheese.
Yeah.
Celery.
Yes.
I like that. I like the celery in it. But you see Jira, I just sprinkle some Jira in the mix.
Oh, seriously?
Along with the paprika and the what you call it, the chili powder, right? I just put a little bit of Jira. It's get that kind of kick that.
A little kick in the background.
Make a note. I'm gonna try that.
The powder Jira, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, the powder.
Not whole Jira.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the whole giraffe. For the whole
I had to make that definition because as a man
like
in whole Jira now. You know?
Yeah.
I just deal with whole Jira thing and roast my thing and all that kind of thing. But yeah, powder.
Interesting.
What's the wildest sandwich you'll ever make? The wildest.
The other day I posted this on Facebook. I love it. It's a wild to me, but people was like, "Oh, Gid, I love fried plantain in bread with butter."
Bread and plantain does
with
lash.
butter.
Bread and plantain is
That does real lash.
Here what do Laura? I make fried plantain and bread, but I put curry mustard.
Curry mustard.
Curry mustard.
So I'm putting curry in everything, right?
No, not curry. Curry mustard.
Mustard.
Like honey mustard, curry mustard.
Yes, curry mustard is a seahorse.
Really?
Now you can't buy it. You
Not
can't buy
only
it.
this.
But you don't need it.
You can get by the first place you had it was by Pollo Tropical, right?
Yeah, Pollo Tropical. You saw
Pollo
it as a
Tropical had it.
condiment.
That's the first place I had it.
Yeah.
And then started making from there. But
So you're putting it on the plantain, or you're putting it on the bread as a piece, and then you put
You
it in the
piece it
plantain.
on the bread and then you put in the plantain in. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How do you make curry mustard?
So, all right, curry mustard, you use mayo, a bit of mustard, of course, curry powder, and a little bit of honey, a little touch of honey, and pepper, some pepper.
you can also enhance it with the mustard seed.
Yeah.
Roast a little mustard seed and grind that and sprinkle that too. Get
Yeah.
a little nutty-ish kind of.
Yeah. Curry
Them
mustard.
kind of them kind of liberal ideas. Them liberal ideas. It get lost up in the cross and entertainment. Them take a reach now, yeah.
But that we learn
mustard.
things.
Yeah.
Broad.
Yeah, it tastes
Yeah. Curry
Some people
mustard.
fancy enough on it. Some people fancy.
And
The brave boy.
the adventurous. I'm not going to say the adventurous,
We
apparently.
simple out there.
Bonnet, was the wildest sandwich you ever make?
The wildest sandwich. Let me tell you something that as I tell all you, me ain't no foodie. I just eat to live. When I hungry, I
Right.
find something and I eat. The wildest I must eat with a sandwich, just putting some pepper in my bread and cheese. Other than that, me experiment.
Serious?
I tell you,
That's the wildest?
I don't experiment with food. I don't experiment with food at all. I don't experiment with food.
Bonnet,
I
you
will
just say
eat
the
the
wildest
same
thing you do
thing
is put pepper in.
Yeah, I don't eat up with pepper at all. Me and pepper in my food.
By
Okay.
that way, I think
No,
you have
no,
to
I-
give us some curry mustard to try.
Yeah. I feel so you know about it. I feel like we feel another link with the curry mustard.
Yeah.
Bonnet is
I
essentially
Yeah.
Bonnet is
I'll get
essentially
with you.
the wildest thing she ever do is what you should do with a bread.
So that's not one that
I don't experiment with food.
when you sampling Barry food, you don't eat the sauces.
Right.
'Cause you know
Hardly
his-
ever. No, so hardly ever. I'll probably taste it, and not willingly to it. I'll taste it, but I will
Yeah.
hardly ever.
Because you know his sauce
If he
is
gives
spicy.
me stuff,
Yeah.
right. So most of the stuff that he would give me, my husband would eat it, but I would hardly ever. I afraid pepper boy. I find something must only burn me once. It mustn't burn me twice. It mustn't burn me going in and coming out. Me,
Yeah. Anita, I feel it does get real wild. What's
No.
it
Not too wild. I don't know if this would be wild, but growing up as well, around Diwali time when we used to fast, stay away from meat.
Right.
My mom used to make a lentil burger that we
Okay.
used to have with hops bread. So it used to be lentils that you soak soak overnight so it will soften, and you blend it with seasonings, plenty garlic, onion, pimentos, all these different things. And then she would
Right.
form it into patties and fry it until it's cooked through.
Mm.
And we used to have that
Oh,
with some hop spread,
nice.
a nice soft hop spread, the quilo
Yeah.
hops,
Yeah.
and some ketchup and a little pepper and lettuce. Everything you put on a burger, and it used to taste really good though.
But that's
I
something
don't know if
real
it's
nice.
free,
Nice something
but
wild. That's
it's
something
real
Some
real
good.
nice.
Nice.
I actually feel for that sometime. I think I'll ask her to make some for me, yes?
Nice, nice. I already know what's Quincy Wilder's sandwich, but I want him to tell his story.
Oh my
Quincy
God, I
Wilder's
can't
sandwich
imagine.
ever make.
I think I tell it on the live already too.
Yeah, but say it again.
I'll go say it. So there's a period in time when my mother used to travel plenty. And my father is, I rate him, the man really sick. He used to, when my mother here, food Sunday best, Saturday best, because we had a Sabbath, so Saturday was a real scene, and oh gosh, food he could get on. The man could real cook. As soon as this woman bungs from Piaco, this dude used to come home and make a big pot of pilau, a large pot of pilau, and dice it. He watch me and say, yeah, because me and him and then my cousins and thing, and he like, yeah, it's a pilau in the fridge, and that is the end of it. Pilau going until pilau done, right? So one day, in my frustration, because it could be frustrating, right? As a youth, you didn't have no money to go out and sell. I go and buy the thing. You had to eat one day. I was going mad. Thing. It had some hops. I had a pot of pilau. Just to eat something slightly different. I put pilau and hops and I eat that.
Oh my God.
Hops and
About make a pilau burrito.
Right.
hops and
Take
pilau
with that one.
Yeah,
You know, pilau sandwich.
yeah. Hops and pilau.
A pilau sandwich.
It was more mental satisfaction than anything else.
Oh,
None of it tastes bad. It didn't taste bad at the same time. However, mentally I was satisfied because it was just something other than pilau alone I was eating.
Yeah.
that was desperation. That was real desperation.
Yeah, I was going a little off.
Yeah.
Just to open the fridge and you know where you're going to eat. You don't know. You're walking towards the kitchen, you don't know.
It's like, oh God.
Yeah, you know it's pilau. Yeah.
Been 2 weeks though. Been 2 weeks. The pot of pilau large is only little children and my father. You know, and he most likely, as a big man thinking back, I am sure he was eating outside.
Yeah.
You know, I'm coming up and pretending that he eating pilau too now. I know that pilau was just there for me and my cousins alone, and we could really pot so. Yo, yeah. After the end of the first week, all the meat done from the pilau is rice and peas alone.
Gosh.
God.
My Lord.
It was negative sometimes.
Yeah, boy.
I don't have any wild stories with sandwiches. I keep my thing, relatively safe and kosher. Yeah. I don't go all out.
I think I do real weird things. Like, you string things together, but I think the quote unquote wildest thing, and this is not even wild, this actually real tame, is KFC chicken skin, fries, and bread. So take bread, you have some leftover KFC, but I really what you eat now. So take the skin off, put the bread, put some fries, put ketchup, mustard, and pepper, and eat that.
Yeah, that was you. That wasn't extreme, right? I do that.
Yeah, it's normal. That's normal.
But they never do a bread and condensed milk.
I'm not going to say
Yeah.
that real wife for me. I never eat that.
I eat that. Yeah, during July or vacation when you're home and you eat out everything, I'm very food to buy anything. I always have a bread and a cup of condensed milk. Yeah, we lick up bread and condensed milk already.
Tastes so good. It
Tastes so good. So good.
Yeah. You can just taste it now.
Yeah. And, I never had. I was never tempted to try that bread and condensed milk. I don't know what about it, but it was just it just sound like it is gonna be too sweet now.
Nah,
I
that's
was not at neither. I was not at neither.
nice. But it had to be milk bread though. It had to be milk bread.
Yeah, but you're not pasting the bread with the milk.
Nah, you
It's
just
really milk.
Drizzle and
Yeah,
a little condensed. Yeah.
Yeah.
just with condensed milk and you taste it. It's
I
just
never
good.
do the bread and milk. I never do the on a tangent, but in the same category, the powder milk and sugar.
Yeah.
But that one, yeah.
And bread?
Yeah, no milk and sugar.
Oh, this milk and sugar. Yeah, I never do them.
All of them in that category now of
Yeah,
things
yeah.
I will do as a youth.
Yeah.
So I don't know, prove that as a youth, I guess.
Yeah,
But
I never do none of them things. I never do the milk and sugar. I never
Yeah,
do the bread and condensed.
never do the bread and
Natasha
condensed.
saying bread and ripe fig. Us, that real. I watch it. So that's all, Natasha. The bread toasted. Because if it toasted, I could probably be like, all right. But I can't see.
Yeah.
You take like a kiss bread, a white kiss bread, and just put a fig in it and wrap it like a hot dog.
Yeah, no.
That's all right.
Or you put a right fig in a hot dog bread.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
Oh, God.
A fig hot dog. Natasha, you need to, you need to tell me more about that, Natasha. Yeah, with some of the wildest things or they make with bread in the comments. Let us know.
I wanted to say,
Yeah.
I understand. Well, the bread and fig I could deal with on the I do it already. Peanut butter with
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
on the fig rum
Yeah.
thing. So it was pleasant, and I don't mind if the peanut butter wasn't there. I might have do it still.
That was it wasn't doing that.
Sprinkle a little cinnamon on the fig.
Quincy,
I think I could do that.
if you tell me you're gonna toast it or maybe grill it so that the banana get mushy
Yeah,
and
kind of
gooey,
caramelize a little
yeah,
bit.
I can understand that. But I can
Like
understand
camping.
this like a right thing.
Yeah, I
That's
don't mind
in our bread.
if the fig stand up strong on our bread and I sprinkle a little cinnamon and a little what do you call it? A cardamom, a little bit of cardamom. You know, I feel I might rock with it. I feel
That's a banana bread.
I might rock with it. Yeah.
You know what that tastes real good? Bread with tomato and butter and a little black pepper.
Yeah.
That tastes
Right, yeah.
real good.
I
And
never,
lettuce.
I never.
I
Nah,
tried
that
it
was
with bread.
nice.
Yeah.
Listen,
Not like this. Yeah, never tried
But
it.
like a tomato in bread.
I have a story that way, right?
Mhm.
This one time, we had some, my mother, who was a teacher, had some exchange students from Guadeloupe, I think, right? So
Yeah.
now, you know how it is be when they have guests over now, right? Guests over, all kind of thing happening that you didn't know could have happened in your house, in your home now. You wake up one morning and there's a spread for breakfast now. Like, who is this? I know there's somebody and they have plate or something and they go away and they do it, right?
A company.
Yeah, it's a table layout and thing, and you can come and take what you want. I think, this is great. So I take my plate, I'm about to proceed, and I get brace. Hold on, look down.
What are we are wicked?
God,
So
that bread
one
was
time.
so
So I'm
wicked.
You're wicked, you're wicked.
Yeah, so I get brace. Hold up, thing. Guess how to eat first, thing. There's some youth went from Guadeloupe, but there's athletes too now. And them fellas' appetite was healthy. So my mother kind of underestimate the scene, not realizing that them boys and them go and deal with what you put in front of them. And they eat up all the sausage and this and that and whatever. I say, no scene, but I eaten from this table, jump high, jump low. I pull my bread, I butter my bread, thing, put tomato, thing, for a piece of lettuce, and I cover it. And I was making a statement now, because long time I used to like the Protestant thing in my own way now. Make a statement. No, I don't want nothing from that kitchen. I want to eat from this table that everybody eating from, right? Thing. When I bite it, I was pleasantly surprised at how tasty bread, butter, tomato,
Yes.
and lettuce tastes. Really
Yes.
good. to the point where I just make that sometimes. I like willingly make that.
Yep.
Amongst like as feel fit was
Yeah,
really
that's
nice.
what to umbrellas lash.
Yeah, it make my protest much easier.
Good thing it tastes good.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Get Anika to be the 2 wicked woman there too.
What now? Where you going?
Way and you
Pepper
put
sauce, Dawi, the pepper sauce.
some lime pepper on that
Lord Dawi.
and throw some bias.
You're wicked, Dawi. You're wicked.
Wow. Listen, it's all kind of cheese space sandwich and tuna and all kind of thing passing.
Some of us trying to first stay off a floor, you know.
I
Yes.
trying to take a
Very
break
correct.
for this scene, and then I mean we had a
Oh, come.
Scorpion.
Go.
Nah.
Wicked boy.
Scorpion deadly.
Lord.
must.
Making my mouth water, the boy, Dawi.
What is that banana pepper sauce, Barry?
Huh?
What is that pepper sauce?
Daisy habanero.
I
Scorpion.
never had it to know it good.
No, this real good.
Very,
This real
very
good.
hot.
It's like porn. Lord.
That one is very hot. Yeah.
Cornstarch.
Nah, I don't even know cornstarch, right?
Alright.
Only raw pepper, right? Raw pepper.
Say no more.
Yeah. Say that, and then boom.
Lord.
Yeah.
Man, take the end, you know.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
but-
Based on the end.
Oh, God.
You're wicked.
Mm.
Oh, that's what they're doing with Gil.
Nah,
Yeah.
boy. And what kind of thing is that? But watch me.
All of them
If I
eating
had
something
any
and we have no
indication-
sandwich.
Right?
If I had any indication that this is what was going to go on this life, he wasn't getting me here to torture me. You know, I know this is damn nonsense.
They're wicked.
So
Wicked.
if you had to choose one sandwich to say, well, all right, this is sandwich I want to make for the rest of my life. One sandwich to remain, because we're going to delete all the other sandwiches in the world. One homemade sandwich, one sandwich that they could make home.
Homemade. All right.
Homemade, that they could make home.
Yeah. Because I know because we had to go to talk about things.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Homemade sandwich. All right.
Laura, I'll start with you. Where you would keep? One, you could only keep one sandwich.
Oh God. All right, I could just switch out I would switch out the burger for the smoke herring. Because I really like smoke herring. I love smoke herring. So yeah, I could eat smoke herring all the time. So yeah,
Okay.
if that's my only sandwich, smoke herring. Or as my neighbor
Serious,
along
Laura?
the as my neighbor in Tunapuna used to say smoke herring. Yeah, that'll be it.
Bonnet?
That's why.
I think we know what
That's why I
she's
tell
doing.
you. Let me tell you something. As long as I eat, easy to please.
Right.
Cheese.
Very
Keeping it
easy to
cheese.
please.
But I do.
Go by Price Mart and buy a block of that cheese. That's all.
And Anita, what sandwich you would keep?
Definitely the same one I talk about the grilled cheese though. A nice grilled cheese with that you had to have the pepper sauce. I could do without the onions and so, but you must have that grilled cheese with gooey and it toast up on the tower.
Right.
Yum.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Ronaldo?
Hard to choose between a cheese space and a tuna though. But I mean,
a tuna cheese paste sandwich.
nah, I mean, if we show pancakes as a sandwich, as a homemade sandwich, I would say that. I mean, for me, every Sunday morning is pancakes and the works. So I would say that. But if not, I feel I will give this slight, ever so slight edge to tuna. The ever so slight edge.
Okay. Quincy?
I go stick to the guns. I go stick to the cheese paste. I get invited to Limes and things because of cheese paste sandwich. I rock it with it. I rock it with it. Yeah. Yeah. It's safe and secure. Say it out.
Right. I think I'll have to agree with Ronaldo on this one. If I had to choose one sandwich to keep forever and ever, and no other sandwich, tuna.
Oh God, used to that.
No, you say pancake. You say pancake.
No, I said tuna. I mean, because I ain't sure pancake considered a sandwich. I think that flirting a little bit on the edge there. So I'll say the tuna.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now you was tuna bantam from since 1900.
Subway, tuna.
Yeah.
I was only by tuna Subway.
Tuna bantam, long time.
Subway bring out all kind of thing. Just give me the tuna.
Wow.
Yeah.
And unlike earlier, right? I have plenty favorites, right? So Virgil and Cocaine on top. But
Right.
I really, really do like one of my top three is guava jam and butter.
Okay.
That I
Not
love.
guava jam and cheese. Guava jam and cheese, nice.
Guava jam and cheese good. But here's the thing: it has to be. I'll give the people a plug. But you see, bread from Puff and Stuff. That is the best bread for guava jam. The best bread. Yeah, the best bread.
Bread
This the loaf, the white loaf.
Okay.
Right? Anytime I make a Gideon sauce, I have to pass by Puff and Stuff and get a loaf, thing of bread. Perfect for guava jam. Perfect.
As we jumping out them little plugs and things, and as it will contribute to the talk, I have to say, I can't talk a sandwich talk without talking about Gaffoo's.
Oh, good.
Gaffoo's hop, sorry.
Gaffoo's there? Yeah.
Listen, you coming up the road a little 4 o'clock in the evening, them kind of time, right? And get transport back to the day when a Chimuk and a village hopsman pull up. You going by Gaffoo's and getting thing hot off the press. If you want 10 hop, you gotta buy 11. Because one going to mash up the car going home for sure.
Yep.
No way.
Yep.
That has been not eating one of those. Hot off the press. And you can want for some butter and cheese in those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my bakery now, thanks to you, Q.
Hey, blessings.
Yeah.
Blessings.
I had to check out that bakery. I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah.
Gaffoo's out there doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, you can buy $1 butter and a $5 cheese.
$5
money.
Yeah.
Gaffoo's
doing the Lord's work. The Lord's work, Gaffoo's doing.
Benefit the people.
Yeah. And the current so let's be big too. Yeah.
Yep.
What do you think about hops, chana, and cheese?
It's not bad. It's
Let's try that.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, it's different. I mean, if you can get doubles, might as well eat doubles. but I mean, it is work. It is work.
As a doubles bantam, I would like to say, hops, chana, and cheese is a way different experience from doubles. Right? In that. And I will tell you this, and I like this now because I eat my words. The first time I hear about hops, chana, and cheese, man, I eat this a man whole night, and he was in a line. All you know, I could talk real stupid, right? I addressed all my stupid for the night to a man who introduced me to the idea of hops, chana, and cheese. I deal with him, and that man so know what he was talking about. He said, you know what? All right, Q, you know, whatever. You say what you had to say. Go ahead, you do you, Q, thing. You say one day. Watch me. The first time I eat hops, chana, and cheese, I messaged my brethren. Well, I didn't have the fella number. I didn't really know him now. I messaged my brethren and tell him to tell him, man, I'm real sorry for everything I say. I eat no words. I eat the hops, chana, and cheese. And it was a great, wonderful thing. It's manna from on high. Hops, chana, and cheese.
Like pala food, you know.
Really good.
When that cheese melts into that chana and you put some pepper sauce or a little shadow on that and eat that, and it's a good quality hops too. Yeah.
I never tried with cheese. I had hops and chana, but never with cheese.
Yeah, I do it home for myself, like home in my house. I'm married myself, yes.
Oh
Nice,
God.
nice.
I wonder if Vonette willing to try that. Boy, I know she like the bread and cheese.
Yeah, Vonette, you try that too.
You could try bread, cheese, and chana.
She not experimented.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she dealing with that. All right. Well, Laura.
Let me stick with what I know from a please now.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us on this episode. Any closing, anything you want to add before we wrap up?
Yeah, I'm gonna look for some tea channel because
Yeah.
I'm hungry out here. Like.
Sorry for doing the bread thing, but Ronaldo does it every week. Ronaldo does come with all kind of thing eating and make people hungry.
I think Ronaldo have the trophy right now for doing that broadcast from KFC.
From KFC, yeah. He log on from KFC.
What? Ronaldo holding the title. Like that is it.
Yeah, Ronaldo holding the title.
And the benchmark of what is our table 34 is now.
Yeah.
You see, my husband now bring a sandwich to me. Right?
That is man. That is man. Yeah.
Good.
That is man to put it out.
Yeah. Love them, tender, touch them, man. Yeah.
Something that struck me tonight, though, I was surprised I didn't hear anybody on the panel speak about peanut butter and jam, and I think that's more American thing, but
bread and peanut butter
it didn't come up as a favorite from anybody.
No,
I make it for my kids. Not favorite for me.
Saying my kids like it, but I don't really fancy it too much.
Yeah. I'd like it for school because I can't eat cold food.
That was too expensive. I grew up in a house with plenty of people. We couldn't afford peanut butter. I don't know about that. I know no more peanut butter.
Vonette peanut butter was cheap back in the day.
Yeah, go in the market and you get some pounds or 2 pounds of peanut butter and a wax paper.
Loose peanut butter.
Loose peanut butter.
I never had loose peanut butter.
Yeah, loose peanut butter.
Hey, Laura grew up privileged by.
I don't know about loose peanut butter.
It's $5. You can get $5 loose peanut butter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think peanut butter and jelly was kind of aspirational to put it. It was a little appealing for certain times.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure because I only know it from the jar from small. So.
I think for me, most of the times you'd have jam. Mommy used to make the jam actually. You have whatever.
I was not going to say that. Yeah.
Correct.
We never buy it.
So there used to be which is jam. It used to be whatever mommy make home.
Yeah.
And whatever. Like guava, you have a big pot of guava boiling.
Everything.
Oh, come on, pineapple too.
Your mom can still make jam, Ronaldo?
I mean, I haven't seen her make that in forever. And I doubt she would because, it's take a fair amount of effort and time. And, jam kind of, I guess, easy, cheap, and convenient now.
You get now, yeah.
Barrel Baby is going to know about the Smuckers coming down now.
Yeah,
that's why
the Smuckers and the Goober Grape coming down with You get pot the barrel now.
Nice.
One more thing. For me, coming up, bacon bhaji was a thing. There was bacon bhaji. It didn't happen much home by me, but it did happen around when I go a lime or something. In my teenage years, I bought plenty bacon bhaji. Bhaji with a little saltfish in it kind of seen in roast bake. Plenty overnight and beach lime and them kind of thing that used to happen.
Okay.
Interesting. Bhaji.
Yeah. Bacon bhaji is a real thing. And coming up to in my teens, I used to do plenty Seventh-day Adventist social/events that would be overnight things and things on the beach and camp out kind of thing. And that used to appeal because the Seventh-day Adventists doctrine is professed like a more vegetarian, vegan type of living. So he had a lot of vegan dishes, a lot of vegetarian dishes back in the day. And that bacon bhaji was a scene.
Hmm.
Yeah, that used to come up plenty.
Okay, nice. All right. Well, again, thank you, Laura. Thank you, Bonnet. Thank you, Anita, for joining us on this episode of Table to the Point. It was a nice chat. I have to inform you that while we are ending now, we have another session that goes on longer. Afterwards, called the after party. The after party is no topic in particular. Anything goes, and it is not recorded. So,
Nice.
if you all want to, you're free to join us for the after party. But we're going to end this broadcast and come right back. So again, thank you all for joining us. To the people looking on, thank you for logging on and joining us as well. And we will be here again next week to discuss another sandwich. Well, this is sandwich month, so we're doing sandwiches down the line. Next week, what we doing? Next week is
Best bought sandwich.
the best buy sandwich, best sandwich you could buy. So that's a different conversation, right? Yeah.
Thank you for having us. This was fun.
Thank you
That
for
was
being
a hard conversation.
yeah. So thanks again, and you all. See you all in a bit in the after party. But
after party, all Laura happened.
Laura,
sandwich to eat and thing.
Later.
Yes. Thank you again so much for having me and inviting me, guys.
Thank you for being here.
Bye.
All right, Bonnet, we signing off. Thanks again, Bonnet.
Internet giving me worries, so I go on here.
Are we seeing that? All right.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Later.
Bye.
All right. Okay.